Hello and welcome to Math Matters. I'm Mrs. Wall and today we're going to learn about how we can be a problem solver and communicate our ideas. Before we get started, we're going to try a number sense routine called SPLAT. How many shapes do you see? I know, that's a lot of dots. I saw them in groups. So I saw a chunk of 4, a chunk of 3, then 5 going down the middle, and then 2 and 3. Maybe you saw some chunks and then you started counting them, or maybe you counted. I see 17 all together. Okay, here comes the splat. How many shapes are under the splat? Remember, there were 17. I think there's 11. How do you know? I was thinking about if I see 6, 6 and 10 more is 16, and then 1 more would be 17. So 10 and 1 is 11. I think there's 11. I also thought that I could take 17 and I could subtract 6 and then get 11. That's another way I could try. Let's see what's under the splat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, there's 11. What can we learn from this picture? One way to make 17 is 6 and 11. Let's try another one. How many blue shapes do you see? I see a chunk of 4 over here, and then 3, and then another 3, and then another 3, and then 2. So 4 and 3 is 7, plus another 3 is 10, plus another 3 is 13, 14, 15. I think 15. 15. Okay, are you ready? Here comes the splat. How many shapes are under the splat? Maybe you continued your count. So I can see there's 2 on the top and 4 on the bottom. So there's 6 that are not under the splat. So maybe you continued your count from 6 all the way to 15. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I have 9 fingers up. Maybe it's 9. Maybe you thought about if there's 6 out and the number's 15. 15 minus 5 is 10. And then I take one more away from that, it'd be 9. Maybe you were thinking about using 10 to help you. Maybe you thought about 15 minus 6 equals 9. Let's check under the splat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I see 9. Look at all those different shapes. I wonder what we can learn from this picture. We can learn that parts of numbers can go together. So we just saw that 6 and 9 make 15. And we can start with the whole, thinking about all 15, and think about the parts that make up 15. Let's keep learning. This is fun. The materials you will need today are paper and pencil and something you can count. Today is your chance to think about how communicators write to share ideas. Communicators listen and ask questions so they can understand. You can use your blocks or pennies or paper and pencil to communicate your thinking about this story. What do you notice? What did you notice? I noticed cupcakes with pink frosting. They look delicious. Maybe you counted them. I see 4 in the back over there. Wow, look, oh my goodness. I wonder if cupcakes might be in our problem today. Picture in your mind what is happening in the story while I read it to you. Susie brought in some cupcakes. What do we know so far? There is a girl in our story named Susie, and she brought in some cupcakes. Continue to picture the story in your mind. Susie brought in some cupcakes. Some have pink frosting and the rest have white frosting. What new information did we find out? She has some cupcakes that are pink and the rest are white frosting. Continue to picture the story in your mind. Susie brought in some cupcakes. Some have pink frosting and the rest have white frosting. How many cupcakes have white frosting? Now, what new information did we find out? We have a question. We get to figure out how many cupcakes have white frosting on them. We don't have any numbers yet. Continue to picture the story in your mind. Susie brought in 17 cupcakes. Some have pink frosting and the rest have white frosting. How many cupcakes have white frosting? What new information did we find out now? We know that she has 17 cupcakes. Continue to picture the story in your mind. Susie brought in 17 cupcakes. 6 have pink frosting and the rest have white frosting. How many cupcakes have white frosting? What new information did we find out now? We now know that 6 have pink frosting, but the rest have white frosting. Susie brought in 17 cupcakes. 6 have pink frosting and the rest have white frosting. How many cupcakes have white frosting? I'm going to invite you to try this out. You can use your paper and a writing utensil to draw your math pictures and numbers or words. You can use your blocks or counters to show your thinking. You are welcome to hit pause on your TV remote, or you can let the timer run down. The problem will be visible for you. Susie brought in 17 cupcakes. 6 have pink frosting and the rest have white frosting. How many cupcakes have white frosting? We're going to share the ways that you might have solved it. If you solved it a different way, that's okay. Maybe you solved it by using blocks and made each cupcake. And then you counted. So there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with pink frosting, and then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 total cupcakes. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of them are white. Or maybe you drew circles. So you knew there were 6 pink cupcakes. And then you drew circles for how many more till 17? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And you saw there was a 10 and one more to make 11. Maybe you considered a number, sentence, or equation. So 6 plus something equals 17, or maybe you subtracted. 17 cupcakes minus 6 that were pink equals 11 white. Mathematicians can communicate their ideas in many ways. Let's take a moment to think about yourself as a mathematician and a communicator. Did you write to share your ideas? Were you able to listen and wonder what questions to ask so that you could understand? Take a moment to reflect. I could be a better communicator if you are welcome to use pictures or words. today's episode of Math Matters, we learned about how to be a problem solver and communicator. I hope you have a mathematical day and keep on counting. I'm Mrs. Wall. Have a great day.